Today, I would like to begin with a new column, The Secret and Mission of the Korean People, Round 1. The title of today's lesson is the condensed explanation of the book Secret and Mission of the Korean People, 한민족의 비밀과 사명. This book. This book is the one in which God talked about the doom of the Korean people. God is the abstract existence in which the spirit E and the body Ki is combined or concocted, containing the omniscience as well as the omnipotence. And He or it, God, exists in all the places of the universe. Furthermore, He will be the race God of the Korean people in the future, and He has the absolute power as well as the wisdom, and He is now making effort so as to make the global village become the heaven or paradise. This book, 한민족의 비밀과 사명, this book says that in the new age of the Aquarius, 보병공 시대 in Korean, Aquarius, the South and North Korea will be united or unified thanks to the heavenly providence. And accordingly, the whole world will be the united or unified one nation, like the U.S.A. today. And as a result, it will be the times of the paradise of the global village. Furthermore, this book, The Secret and Mission of the Korean People, has a big scale, and it has the writings, the contents of which is those of the benevolent God who loves all the people on the earth. Furthermore, this book talks about the future of both the Korean peninsula and the global village in detail. The following contents are the synopsis of the book, The Secret and Mission of the Korean People, and it contains the story of the unification of the Korean peninsula. It was published at 은하문명 Company. Well, this book is that which the creation God of the universe said to the writer in person concerning the surprising heavenly secret and how the Korean people will save the residents of the earth and what their role of the coming new era will be in order to make the earth a paradise. First of all, let's see about the concept of the creation God of the universe. Generally, most of the persons explain the existence of God as the God of the universe or the absolute spirit of the universe, which is the fundamental energy and spiritual existence. In addition to it, generally, some, not all, but some Buddhists understand the concept of the God of the universe as 공, nothing, 공, and it is a sort of quite abstract concept. In the Confucianism, the Confucius scholars during the era of the Li dynasty regarded the concept of Yi and Gi as the main theme of their dispute, and we usually call it Yi. Here, Yi is the fundamental spiritual element which molds all of the things of the universe, and Ki is the energy. In this theme of Yi and Gi, there are two kinds of theory, and one is Yi-Gi 이론론, in which Yi and Gi cannot be splitted, and they make one entity. The other one is Yi-Gi 이원론, in which Yi and Gi is separated. In my opinion, this Yi and Gi cannot be separated, and they make one entity together. Furthermore, I think that the concept of God, of the universe, which is mentioned in the religion of 원불교 in Korea, is the most appropriate one. In 원불교, God is expressed as the concept of 이론상 as following. 이론, There is one circle, 이론, the symbol of the 원불교. 이론 is the basic element of all the things in the universe. And 이론 is the resources of the mind of all the saints. And it's the basic element of mind of all the people, does not have any distinction in the concept of large or small, existence or non-existence. And 이론 is constant in the procedure of birth, death, moving here and there, and 이론 has no karma of good or bad, and is greatly void in the concept of speaking and shape of all the things. In accordance with 이론, there appears the concept of big or small, existence or non-existence in the quiet and bright spirit world. Consequently, there appears the distinction in the good or bad, and as the language with all the things is clear, there appears all of the things or words like the bees, 영주 or 구슬, bees, in our hands. All of the change of the universe in the mystic course of the creation in the world of void appears secretly in the infinite course of time. 이론상 has all of these concepts. By the way, except this sort of abstract concept of God, there is a concrete sort of concept concerning the God of the universe. And it is the concept of the personal and human smell sort of God. As a matter of fact, the God that most of the religions on the globe describe is this sort of God. I think it is necessary to pay attention to God, whom Mr. Kim Moo-gun met, as you can see in this book. And God appeared in front of Mr. Kim Moo-gun after the abstract sort of God transformed itself into a human being who had got the human character. Mr. Kim says that the God he met is the God of Korea, and he says that God presides over the whole universe. In other words, the God of the abstract meaning, which I mentioned above, can appear in front of us as a God who has the shape of the human body. Therefore, we can say that the God of the genuine meaning can be the personal sort of God, as well as the God of the abstract meaning that exists all in the universe. Two kinds of God. As a result, we can say that the God of the universe is the abstract God plus personal God. The new kind of God is much different from the concept that I had in the past times. In the past times, I had the concept of the God that was mentioned in the religion of 원불교, which I mentioned just before. That is, this God has the concept of only that of the abstract meaning. In general, Buddhists do not acknowledge the God of the universe, and they think of only 공 or void. However, a sector of the Buddhism called 밀교, secret religion, 밀교 of Tibet, regards 대일렬에 as the God, the object of the religious service, and it is the creator of the universe, which concept is different from that of the general Buddhists. Concerning this theme, it is necessary to listen to the explanation of the representative of the 은하문명 Publishing Company, Mr. Bakchano. In the column 55 of Bakchano column 2 of my blog, http://blog.naver.com bonanza 3000, Mr. Bakchano explains this theme as following. The the address of my blog, http://blog.naver.com bonanza 3000 박찬호 column 2 number 55. This is the address of my blog. Question number 55 in the blog. Will you tell me about the concept of the God of the universe in the Buddhism? Answer. Well, the teaching of Buddha is focused upon the way that the human beings of the earth can reach the enlightenment after overcoming the agony or anxiety. As a result, it seems to be true that this religion does not mention the God of the universe outwardly, unlike other religions. However, as far as I understand as to the Buddhism, we cannot say that there is no concept of the God of the universe in this religion. As we know well, there are two kinds of Buddhism. That is, the conspicuous religion, 현교 in Korean, and secret religion, 밀교 in Korean. In the secret religion of Buddhism, there is a concept called 대일열애. In this case, 대일 means a great oneness, and 열애 means Buddha. Okay? In Buddhism, the concept of Buddha is not used only designating a person who has been enlightened. 대일열애 has another name called 대비로자나불, and the original Sanskrit name is Mahavairochana. Here, Maha means great or magnificent, and Vairochana means the sun, which sheds light to all of the directions. It means 대일열애, okay? And 대비로자나불, the same concept. This 대비로자나불 or 대일열애 means an existence which is the center of the universe, and it is an existence like the sun, and it stays in the silence by itself. It means that the God of the creation of the universe has been transformed into a terminology of Buddha among lots of Buddhas, and so it is a sort of concept of creation. As the sun gives off the infinite light, so this 대일열애 gives off infinite number of its avatar Buddhas from each hair hole. These avatar Buddhas are the infinite number of individual spirits containing 불성, the nature of Buddha or the innate Buddhahood. And they exist in all the places of the universe with the process of the evolution. 불성 or the innate Buddhahood can be substituted for deity, that is 신성, deity. Therefore, 불성 is just 신성 or deity. However, in Buddhism, they do not consider the existence of creation to be a God with a sort of personality. Of course, in Buddhism, in addition to the concept of 대일열애, they mention a lot of heavenly persons and heavenly gods who live in the heaven. However, Buddhism teaches us that when the people of the earth file good karma in disciplining their body and mind, in donating as well as servicing activities, not to mention getting good activities, they can be updated to the higher evolution steps. In Buddhism, they pay attention not to revealing the God of the universe, but to teaching each person's enlightenment, and ultimately to becoming a God or Buddha. As a result, Buddhism is different from other religions on the level of the concept of the God of the universe, and in the way of using its terminology when they describe Buddhism. Usually, many of the general Buddhist temple goers or monks do not understand this fact deeply, Therefore, among the general people who believe in God and the general churchgoers, there exists the infantile and meaningless debate as to whether the God is higher than Buddha or vice versa. Well, up till now, I mentioned the sentences of Mr. Bakchano. Well, this concept of 대일열애 or 대비례자라고 can be said to belong to the concept of the God whom the general people describe. Therefore, it is not desirable to say that the concept of the God who has the personal element that many sorts of religions tell is wrong, and that the concept of the abstract meaning of the God is right. It is not desirable to say like this. On the contrary, it is right to say that the concept of the God has not only the concept of the abstract meaning, but also that of the personal ingredient. By the way, in the dream of Mr. Kim Moo-gun, an existence which has the shape of a grandfather, said Mr. Kim, that he ruled the cosmos, was the beginning and end, was the Alpha and Omega, had the absolute power and wisdom, was omniscient and omnipotent, and does not die infinitely. In reality, he verified himself to be the absolute God of the universe as he made a star, planet or star in the space. By the way, when I see about that which God said in many pages of this book, I can find much similar teaching of the past masters like Jesus Christ or Buddha. But there's much difference too. The key point of the difference is the scale of the teaching. And unlike the masters mentioned above, who talked about the problems of the mind, the thing which the God mentioned in this book is said to be the existence that functions in ruling the earth or the whole universe. For example, in the era of the New Testament, there was the holy place and the holy of the holy place, sanctuary, and there was a curtain between them. When Jesus Christ died, the curtain was split, but it was only a model and a shadow. The reality is that South Korea is the holy place and North Korea is the sanctuary in the present promise age. And so, the truth line between them is the curtain. He says that the truth line, which is the curtain of the two countries, will be splitted or annihilated in the future sooner or later. And as a result, the two countries will be unified. And this fact is just the reality today.